Welly, well, well. That is a direct quote from A Clockwork Orange, which has no business here, my friends. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Where are we? Guess what, my dear sweetie wheaties? We are at the 12th step. Step 12. The end of the beginning and the beginning of the end. Step 12. Having had a spiritual awakening as the result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to those still suffering and to practice these principles in all of our affairs. Did you hear how I tried not to say all and said all? It's very hard for me to say it without a New York accent. All. It sounds so... Anyway, feeling kind of sassy today, but let's get to business. I want to first say congratulations. If you have gone through all of these steps, you have now a taste of what the steps is and what that process means. We went through step 1, which is the point of surrender, which usually indicates that when we've hit step 1, we've had a whole life of miseries or fighting or struggles or just being sick and tired of being sick and tired. We've hit some sort of bottom or some sort of wall, which brings us to, I cannot do this anymore. And I'm powerless over whatever it is I'm grappling with. My life has become unmanageable in one form or another because of this. And it's funny because when we hit step 1, and I will say it, I hit step 1 like a car crash. I hit that wall. And it's the end of something and the beginning of something beautiful. So we've done the admittance of powerlessness. Then we come to believe, we get a little bit of faith. We come to believe in the second step, that there is a power greater than ourselves that can restore us to sanity, whom I choose to call Krishna. And then we have step 3, which is that we make a conscious decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God, Krishna, as we understand him. So those 3 steps, right, those were the foundation of what we're going to build on, because the work starts here after the 4th step. We start to take that inventory, we start to look and dig and take those ugly things out, take those thorns out of our sides. We look at them, we examine them, we show them to God, we show them to ourselves and another human being, the exact nature of those thorns in our sides. And we become willing to have them removed. Then we ask God to remove them. Then we take that even further and we start to think about and put a list of the people that we've done harm to. Because hurt people, is it not? Hurt people. And after we become willing to do that and we have made that list, we go to those people directly and we make amends to them. Living amends. And then we continue that inventory. That's just self-reflection. We continue self-reflection on a daily basis if necessary, which for me is highly necessary. And the 11th step is, like I said last week, is where I'd like to live constantly in that conscious contact through prayer, meditation, and the chanting of the holy names, living in God's grace, in acceptance and in love. And step 12, my dearies, because of all of these things, we've had some sort of spiritual awakening. Of some sort, we have, every one of us. Because it's a result of what we've done. It's a result of those works. And what do we do with that? We don't keep it. We don't keep it because we don't keep what we have if we don't give it away. We only keep what we have by giving it away. I cannot emphasize this anymore. There is no more emphasis on this that I could even I can't even, keeping what we have is probably sending us right back to the full ego. So I do understand everyone gets the grace of a few years to build their program. We need to build our program, and we need to stay centered on improving the self through a spiritual lens. And we need to do that to get some sort of strength. But at the same time, we also need to share it. And what does that sharing look like in the beginning, especially in the beginning stages? It means just showing up for others and if you can, sharing your experience, strength, and hope at meetings, talking to a person who might be suffering, who might even if you have a month clean and sober, even if you have a month working the program, if somebody's approaching you, you share what you have. And whether that just be experience, strength, and hope, that's sharing it. That's what we need to do. If we don't share it, nobody knows about it. And if nobody knows about it, we don't have a damn program. We don't have people to attend our program. It's so important. And this is something that's deep rooted in our program, especially if we don't have a program, we don't have anywhere to go. And I'm going to bring this back to we have a tradition in AA, and it's also in the BRG, our tradition. We're writing the traditions as I speak, as I tell you. We're writing our own traditions, taking complete inspiration from AA because it's the perfect process. And tradition 5 correlates perfectly with the 12th step. Tradition 5 states that each group has but one primary purpose, and that's to carry its message to those in Alcoholics Anonymous, to the alcoholic who still suffers. That's the primary purpose, and that's what the 12th step enables. It enables us to have a group to carry its message. Having had a spiritual awakening, let's pick this apart. Having had a spiritual awakening. Now, do we just have them? No. As a result of what? These steps. As a result of these steps. So, the realizations, each and every person is so different with their realizations. I can only talk about mine. And my realizations upon entering a program, after my colliding and crashing to my bottom, were so phenomenal for me. I entered the program completely broken, with nothing but an empty slate. I had crashed and burned everything in my life. And that empty slate was this canvas. And it was as if my whole life till that point was black and white and dark. And I got this new set of glasses, a new pair of glasses. And everything was in Technicolor. I love to talk about it, the Wizard of Oz reference, when Dorothy in her regular life, it's all black and white and there's storms and all of this. And then all of a sudden she's in Oz and it's just like, whoa, and everything is in multi-Technicolor. And that's how I experienced it. I had a whole new outlook on life. Everything changed for me. I knew from that moment on that I was free. I was free. I was free to choose. I had the freedom of choice. I didn't have to use anymore. I didn't have to live like that anymore. And this was the most amazing, supreme experience of my life. as of that point, my life just got better and better. And it didn't just get better and better. It's not like I just sat back and watched my life get better. It was like I got this incredible gift of sobriety, this incredible gift at a new chance of life. And I did not waste a second of it. I didn't waste a second of it. I went and practiced all the principles before personalities. I did everything I was told with joy and gratitude and relief. And I enjoyed that way of living and seeing life for about 5 years. And then what inevitably happens to everybody is real life starts. Real responsibilities start. The heaviness of the three gunas start. And yes, while I had freedom of choice and freedom of the bondage of the false self with drugs and alcohol, I realized very, very quick after that long pink cloud that I was riding on, that it just goes deeper and further. That while, yes, I have the freedom of choice, yes, I have the freedom to say no to drugs and alcohol and those kind of destructive behaviors, I still do not have the freedom of choice to stop my negative thinking, to absolutely put a stop on my trauma, and all of the deeper lying things that caused me, or was a big part in caused me. That was a big part in my addiction, right? My life is one huge learning process. And everything is in it. Miracles, wonder, beauty, fear, darkness, hate, love, appreciation and gratitude, hard work, disappointment, responsibilities, heaviness. Yes, me too. I too am susceptible to all the three gunas. I am. We are. And that's a stark fact, which acceptance is the key. So, having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to those who still suffer and to practice these principles in all of our affairs. So, they say having had a spiritual awakening. I mean, maybe in my earlier years of recovery, I thought that was it. It was the be all end all. I'm clean and sober, my life, happily ever after. Skippity doo dah, right into the rainbow. And it's just not like that. Sorry, guys, don't want to disappoint. But that's the reality. The reality is that I have a program, though, that keeps me sometimes just my freaking head above water. And I need to be grateful for that. Sometimes I'm flying, and sometimes I'm just treading water, you know? And that is just the nature of the material world. And I am not the exception. I damn wish I was. Sometimes. But in all honesty, if I am not giving this message, carrying this forward, carrying this message of hands-on spirituality, I'm not talking about some book with some literature with something somewhere. I'm talking about hands-on, sustainable, simple tools that just help me forward in my spiritual life and in my material life and my conditioned life and my emotional life and my freaking physical life even. We carry this message because our own damn asses depend on it. It does for me. What I realized is I love AA and I love NA, and those are the roots, and I will never, ever turn my back on AA or NA or any of the A's. They are, as far as I'm concerned, from God's creation to someone's mind, body, and right into their hands and writing it down on paper. That is my opinion, and my experience. But what I've noticed is growing in my spiritual life, when I found Krishna consciousness, when I found something even deeper, when I found Bhakti, which is almost the next step up from karma yoga. And I truly still identify as a karma yogi because I'm not at the Bhakti level yet. And I'm an aspiring Bhakti yogi. I aspire. And there is a way. But what I was going to say, I have to rewind again. Sorry. AA, NA, all the A's. As much as I love them, and those are my roots, and I needed something more later on in my recovery. I needed to take that deeper. I needed more. I wanted more, not just the program, not just life free from drugs and alcohol. And it even says so. They don't promise anything except for, NA doesn't promise anything except for freedom from addiction. That's it. And that's good. That's not even good. That's the basis of everything, especially for us addicts. But I wanted a deeper spiritual life. I wanted to know God, and I wanted God to know me. And I wanted to take it just one step further. That's why I created the Bhakti Recovery Group. I didn't even create it. I didn't create it. God created it for me. It was just like that. It was just knowledge that was there already, that I just kind of, I don't know, that I turned to. It was always there, and I turned to it. That's all. I don't think I created anything. I just saw it that way, and I'm just repeating what I see, which is a 12th step, which is the 12th step in action, especially in the Bhakti Recovery Group. Having had a spiritual awakening as a result of this way of our lives, of my life, how I got here, and giving that to other people and saying, look, this is a solution. It's not the solution for everyone, but it is a solution for someone out there. It's been a solution for hundreds, for so many. This has saved my life. AA has saved my life. Bhakti has saved my life. Bhakti yoga has saved my life. Krishna consciousness has saved my life. And I don't want to ever go away from that. So I will be talking about it in an attraction, not promotion way for the rest of my days, unless they take my voice away. And even if that, I will start writing it. This is the mission for me, because this is the way for me. And I don't really think that there's anything else that I have a value to give to anyone except for this. So I encourage everyone to have you will have your spiritual awakening if you feel like you haven't. It will come. All we have to do is walk towards it. The willingness. And if you're not willing, be willing to be willing. Incredible things happen if you work these steps. Incredible things happen when you have faith. Incredible things happen when you start involving yourself in this program. The Bhakti Recovery Group, if you are a recovering person, and I'm not talking about just from alcohol or drugs, I'm talking about codependency, dysfunction. I'm talking about bad eating habits. I'm talking about anarthas, dysfunctional behaviors, destructive things that get in the way of your Krishna consciousness. I guarantee you, with my hand in fire, if you work these steps with an open heart, an open mind, with honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness, you will get yourself to the next level. with Krishna's help and the group and the steps. And then you will have a spiritual awakening and you will want to give this message to others. And what does it mean? Practice these principles in all of our affairs. It means every single one of these principles that we learn here through the 12 steps, through Bhakti Yoga, all of these principles, we start practicing them in our daily lives, not just at a meeting, not just when we're at the temple, not just when we're speaking to others in the program. We're practicing this at the supermarket because there's the little old lady in front of you counting her pennies and you're in a hurry. We're talking about being kind to the person who just dissed you in public. I just had that situation this morning. I went somewhere. I was standing in line for 10 minutes. I was waiting. Not in line, but I was waiting for something for 10 minutes. A guy waltzes in, cuts right in front of me, and then and I just thought, and I thought to myself, God, please let me shut the hell up, because I could definitely tell him my opinion. I love to tell him my opinion. And so that's just a small thing. We practice these principles in all of our affairs. We practice tolerance. We practice, this is the one thing. In any given situation, if your guru or if God was standing right next to you, or if your sponsor was standing right next to you, what would you say in that situation? How would you react? And that's what we need to ask ourselves. And that's what practicing these principles in all of our affairs means. Yeah, there's more in that. Woo! All right, my friends, the 12th step. We have gone through all the 12 steps together. And I'm really grateful. So there is more to come next week. And it is a new topic. And I will be surprising you next week. So stay tuned. I love you guys. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Oh, that's right. Dominica, I'm talking to you. I forgot. You told me to say something. Shooty shoot. What is it? I have to say something. What do I have to say? What is it that I have to say? Oh, yeah, that's right. I have to announce that during the holiday seasons, we will check our website because we'll be having extra meetings for Christmas time for people who need that support. We will also be needing people who are in a program, at least in a 12-step program and a little bit into Bhakti, or people who are in the Bhakti Recovery Group already to volunteer as well for service for that type of stuff, to show up and open the meeting on Christmas and Christmas Eve during those Christmas days. So check out our website and look at that. And also, she told me to please, if this is helping you in some way, if the Bhakti Recovery Group is helping you some way, if this podcast is helping you, if our meetings are helping you, if our programs are helping you, if our workshops are helping you, or anyone that you know or love, or that you really appreciate our work. Dominica says this, in case you guys don't know Dominica, she's my accountability buddy. She is my executive assistant, and she does so much work here. So we love Dominica. She has asked me to say to everyone, please give us a contribution if you feel that you or your loved ones are benefiting from what we offer in the holiday spirit, to do so. What else? Looking out for the new year, we're going to be in India at GEV. We've got a posse of Bhakti Recovery Group people with the Wisdom of the Sages wisdom training on board, and we're super psyched. We'll have meetings there daily, and we'll have some board meetings. What else is going on in the new year? What you can look forward to? We will be doing all kinds of workshops. There's more to come. I will keep you guys posted. It is going to be a year full of 12-step work, Bhakti work. There'll be retreats. There's going to be all kinds of new news. By the way, retreats. Hari Hari Bol. Here's another announcement. We will be at Super Soul Farm in August, end of August. And of course, I don't have the dates in my head right now, but please look at our website. It is the end of August. I think it's like the 28th, 27th, 29th, something around there. Maybe 26, something in that area. Look at www.bhaktirecoverygroup.com, and there you will find our retreats and all the new news and the donate button. So I thank you, and I wish all of you guys the merriest of holiday seasons and happy Hanukkah and Merry Christmas and all that other stuff. And Hare Krishna and Hare Christmas. Hare Bol, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Next week, we'll start a new chapter. Hare Bol.